Hello everybody, welcome back to OCD Mikey, OCD Hi-Fi Guy, the place where I tell it like it is and tell you about Hi-Fi and take you through it with myself, together, hand in hand. We figure out the wonders of nature. Not really. We figure out the wonders of Hi-Fi is really what it is. And, well, tonight we're going to listen to some DACs. I have some I have some of my top DACs up here to listen to and compare. Just because I want to show you, well, the differences, and I really, honestly, I want to show you how different my reference, well, yeah, how different, or you know, I find it more enjoyable is my reference DAC, you know, my Playback Designs MPD-8. It's a $22,000 DAC, but it replaces a preamp, and I'll show you that, because if you have analog to switch, let's say you have a vinyl rig and a digital rig, then it won't work. If you're just using digital, you're just using a streamer, and that's all you use, a streamer or a server, then you don't need all your preamp is doing is it's just being a volume control. It's a lot of money for a volume control. The playback on the MPD-8, it's got a volume control on board that is better than any I've heard, and it actually sounds, I think, better than without the preamp in line, and I will show that. It's a $25,000 preamp up top in the middle, Nat Audio. And the only reason I say the price, I'm not showing off or whatever. I'm trying to give you a point of reference because I want you to be able to hear the differences, because one of the big contention for people is, oh, it's so expensive, right? Well, I want to show you what you get for that. In the Playback Designs, I really think you get a lot. First of all, because you're going to stop your DAC search. For anybody that's been out there trying a lot of DACs, this one stopped me dead in my tracks. I don't even think about DACs anymore, and I'll be purging everything that I got except for the playback. Right now I've got, you know, there's one coming out in by the end of the year. You can hit me up then, and it will be, the retail on it is it's not been announced how exactly much it is, but it's going to be around the 12 range, so considerably less, just about half, than this one. It's going to have all the same circuits and everything, just on one single PC board, with one power supply rather than three separate power supplies, and all the different boards, you know, like it is in the MPD-8, which is all isolated. Okay, so without further ado, let me get to the music part here. First DAC we're going to listen to is called the Concert Fidelity. It's front and center, and it is a Japanese DAC. It is single-ended. Oops, let's see. Okay, it's right there, the one on the top. Not on the way top, but the one right there, okay? So, and this one's going to be for sale as soon as I do these, as I finish these videos, everything that you listen to will be for sale, except for my Playback Designs. So, I'm going to set the, where is it? Here's my dB meter, so we can make sure that we have the same dB on everything that we listen to, and I'm going to use slow weighted and C weighted, and then slow C weighted, and then slow time weighting. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, it's concert Fidelity. This is a tube DAC, single-ended, and I've got some mullards in there right now. They're the 6DJ8 type. Those can be switched out, and you can greatly change the way this DAC sounds. So, you know, I didn't think about that. Because, you know, how are we going to judge one that takes tubes? I mean, I can put in what sounds great here, but you know what? It's so much different. You know, you could listen to one tube and go, oh, that thing's a piece of crap. And you could listen to another tube and be like, that thing's awesome. So, I don't know. I guess just to see how much it changes, I'm going to try a tube swap to something that I know is going to be more. This is a lot kind of, mullards are kind of bassy. They don't have much. They're more of the bass in the mid than the top end. I'm going to put in a known top end tube that has the highs, a Telefunken. Let me put that in. Let's see how it changes. That should give us an extension on the highs and maybe a reduction in the lows. But let's take a listen. Hold on. Those were actually 12AU7, so they were not 6922 type. But I did have some 12AUs in an RCA black plate, the long plates, 1957 RCA black plates. So they're in there now, and we'll listen to those. And those are considered killer tubes. I know this much. And so we'll just put the ones that have tubes that I can swap tubes. I'll just put the best tubes in I can possibly so that they compete at their highest level against, you know, the king of the hill, which I believe is the Playback. So let's take a listen. Have not touched the volume. Okay, now the other thing too that I should tell you is that because this concert Fidelity only has a SPDIF input, which is actually, you know, I think the only connection that is really totally designed for digital audio. USB is a printer cable, you know, and XLR is a microphone cable. But anyways, so I'm coming USB out of my server and then going into a AudioByte Hydra Z converter, which converts to SPDIF, which is RCA digital, and then that's what's feeding the concert Fidelity. So to keep it all fair, I will use that same output for everything. Okay, just wanted to mention that. Let's try something else here, get a little taste of some different music. Turn up a little bit for this one.
When I cross over, I will shout and sing. I will know my Savior by the mark where the nails have been. By the mark
shape I'm in. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answer that you want me to. Oh well.
Okay, now I'm going to switch DACs. We're going to change from the concert Fidelity to the solid state non-tubed Bridge Audio Labs. That one, okay, so this is a $10,000 DAC from Japan. That's a $32,000 DAC from Japan. So hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, and I am back with the Bridge Audio Labs. This is the one, 32K from Japan, right at the top there with the blue light. It is a chip DAC, Sigma Delta, Delta Sigma, and it's got an AKM 32-bit floating, blah, 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 whatever. Massive DAC chip. No volume control. This one also only takes SPDIF or AES. It does not take USB, either of the two Japanese DACs that we just listened to. The guy who designed this was the head engineer for Luxman at one point, and he ended his time there and went off to start Bridge Audio Labs and go even further than Luxman ever has with this design, which is, there's another video that shows you the inside of the thing, and it's just amazing, wild build. I've never seen anything like it. Very, very musical. You'll notice that right off the cuff. It's just, and it's got more dynamic than the last, but it should, at that much more. But this is just very, very fine piece of equipment. You can really tell how refined the sound is when you play it. So let's go ahead and listen.
When I cross over, I will shout and sing. I will know my Savior by the mark where the nails have been. By the mark where the nails have been. By the sign upon His precious skin. I will know my Savior when I come to Him. By the mark where the nails have been.
I can't sing, I ain't pretty, my legs are thin. Don't ask me what I think of you, I might not give the answer that you want me to. Oh, well.
Okay, so that was it for the Bridge Audio Labs. Again, it's at the top there. Really killer piece. The thing is just built so amazingly. It's like, I don't know how to say. It's probably like it seems like so commercial or industrial grade on the back. The way the connectors are so heavy duty and they're recessed, and this thing looks like it could really have a long service life. This is the one that like okay, so it's definitely better than the first one we heard. It's just, definitely way more refined, better dynamic. But what I find that we'll notice in the next DAC that I put up, because this will be the playback. By the way, this playback is brand new. It takes 500 hours to break them in. It's not broken in yet. It's only had, I looked on the clock, it's like 4.5 hours or something. So we'll take that into consideration, but nonetheless, you'll still hear how it is different. And really what we're going to notice, and I'm hoping you can pick it up there, is it's going to go, the top will open just like to infinity. And, when it does that, it brings with it realism and presence. And that's, this thing would never be harsh in a million years. So this, Bridge Audio Labs, you couldn't make it. I mean, we could turn it up really loud and it would not hurt our ears. It's just so nice and soft and gentle. Although how it does, I mean, the con of that is that you lose a little bit of the leading edge of like cymbal hits and things like that, and snare snaps. There just isn't that little toothy bite in there. And when I say that, I mean it in a good way, even though it's kind of a weird term to use. But that's kind of how the leading edge sounds. It's the tick of the cymbal when you hit it with the stick before the sound of the cymbal comes. That tick, that's the leading edge. It's always defined. It's it's always, it lets you know if something's close to you or not, and how, and if it's, what kind of thing it is, So when we put in this other one, you'll notice a realism that just everything sounds more real and present. Something is in the room with us. It'll sound like he is singing in the room with us. The other things, you'll just listen for the presence. That's probably where you'll get it the most if this works right. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back now. Now we've got the Playback Designs up top. You can see it with the red display. Little note of interest, it's kind of cool, is the fact that the reason why it's red segmented like LED like that, kind of looks like the old, Hewlett-Packard calculators or whatever. That's because that display was the only one that matched the exact clock speed that is on everything inside that DAC. So normally in DACs, you have different clock speeds. There's, several different areas where there's a clock. There's a USB clock. There's a, there's the main clock, the master clock. There's a, like the display will have a clock. And when you have different speeds of the clocks, they oscillate, in between one another, and it degrades sound. So what they employ is something called a PLL, which is a phase lock loop, which helps to contain the issues of having different clock speeds. But the PLL itself degrades sound. So the best DACs don't have any PLL at all. And this DAC is one of them. There's no PLL in this. And so what Andreas did, which I've never seen anybody else do, is every single clock in there is matched. They all have the same speed, including that front display clock. So there's no oscillation from the clock speeds, and it's really quite a trick feature. And again, I've never seen that done before, but it's pretty cool, and I dig it. You can also turn off that display. We have the option to turn it off, which is for the very best in Fidelity, you should turn your display off if you have the option. Listen to how much better that bass is. Way faster. Very extended and open, but not harsh at all. Lively.
When I cross over, I will shout and sing. I will know my Savior by the mark where the nails have been. By the mark where the nails
about the shape I'm in. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, my legs are thin. Don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answer that you want me to. Oh, well.
Okay, so I hope you could hear that because it's a different ball game. You know, I mean, there can be killer DACs, and those other two sounded really good, but man, this thing goes in, and it's just like, hello, things change. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put it more like how I listen to it. So I'm going to I'm gonna get away from. I'm gonna switch out the single-ended RCAs and put the XLRs in because that's how I normally listen to it. Let's see if it makes a difference. So hold on.
In the timbers of the Canary, the wolves are running riot. The winter was so
Same gain.
hot and cold, froze 10 feet deep the ground. Don't murder me, I beg you, you don't murder me. Please don't murder me.
Oh, that's right.
I sat down to my supper, trust a bottle of red whiskey. I said my prayers and went to bed. That's the last they saw.
Okay, so that's we just changed to XLR. So I don't know if I can really tell. It seems like I can a little bit. I'll have to go back and listen. But now what I want to do is put this back to where I normally keep it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to try is now I'm going to go over there and I'm going to take the XLRs out of the preamp and I'm just going to put them straight down to the crossover. So what we're going to do effectively is we're going to take the preamp out of the chain and we're going to control the volume instead of up at the preamp. We're going to control the volume at the DAC, and the DAC is going to go straight into the rig. It's not going to even use a preamp. Now, this is a very interesting experiment or demo here because that DAC, that preamp makes absolutely everything sound better. Like anything I've put with it, it makes it sound better. Any rig, it will improve it. And that's kind of what like preamps do. Because of that, some people will tell you you must have a preamp. You can't just go straight from the DAC. Now, they just don't have as much experience because I intend to prove to you right now that you don't need a preamp. That if your gear is good enough, you can go straight into the rig, straight from the DAC. You don't need a preamp. And let's see if I can prove that to you now. Hold on. Okay, so for those of you that are just listening and you're not going to be pressing the time code and skipping around, toggling between the songs, I'm just going to play the audio slave first, and then I'll go through the other ones because, it's totally, clearly better direct. And this is the only time I've ever seen this with a preamp of that caliber. So check this out. Now, actually, okay, so you could hear how it was more open with the vocal, right? Okay, and right there in this little example right now, I can definitely hear that it needs to be broken in. It's still just a little, I can just tell it's definitely not all the way there. It is hell of good, but it is not all the way there. So really, I'm going to spare you the rest of the music because I don't think it's, I mean, it's still going to sound more open, but it's not there. This during the, and this is a crucial break-in. I mean, seriously, it changes. It gets worse and better and back to worse and back to better. And it goes back and forth. And then 500 hours, it was actually like 450 last time. And then kabam, excuse me, kabam, man. It was just like, it got more relaxed. And then the top opened up. It got more relaxed. It was like, wow, okay. So I can hear it right now, actually. I can hear that it's not, it's still a little constricted. It's a little tight. There's a tourniquet on the satchel for his vocals. But, so I can sort of hear that. Let's see what this drum thing sounds like. Kind of cool. Let's see how this thing sounds.
Shape I'm in, I can't sing, I ain't pretty, my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you, I might not give the answer that you want me to. Oh well.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, we get a little feel for the, you know, you can tell it's better. I mean, I hope you can. And it gets, if we really want to get down to the nitty gritty, it's got to break in, and then we can really start to, you know, put it to the test.